We begin with breaking news at 5 o'clock. The Rays will explore the possibility of playing part of the season in Montreal. Major League Baseball giving the team permission just hours ago. The mayor of St. Pete just reacting to all of this.
Our ABC Action sports team is covering this from every angle tonight with live team coverage. Brandon Baylor is standing by with that reaction from Mayor Rick Kriseman, but John Sable leading us off tonight. And John, what needs to happen for this to actually become reality?
Well, Isabel, guys, a lot needs to happen. This is far from a done deal by the Rays. It is only exploratory at this point. For one, the city of St. Petersburg and the Major League Baseball Players Union would have to come to an agreement and ultimately sign off on this. So I don't personally think that's ever going to happen. Rays owner Stu Sternberg's plan would be this. The Rays would play about half of the season in the Bay Area and the other half in Montreal. So I guess you could maybe joke and call the team the Tampa Bay Rays of Montreal. Under the plan, both cities would get new stadium. That alone, to me, just goes to show this plan doesn't make much sense. Why pay and build for two new stadiums for a part-time team? Again, so much has to fall in place for this to happen. If anything, though, this just makes Rays fans even more upset with owner Stu Sternberg to even approach this idea. But speaking of being upset, St. Pete Mayor Rick Kriseman not thrilled with this new Rays plan either. Brandon Baylor speaking with the mayor just moments ago right there outside the Trop with more on what he said. Brandon.
Yeah, John, most fans probably just worried about waking up this morning after the sweep in New York. But to add more fuel to the fire, the Rays seeking permission to possibly split the team in Montreal, also here in St. Pete. Now, that just kind of combats what he said earlier in this statement he released. In quote, "My priority remains the same. I am committed to keeping baseball in Tampa for generations to come. I believe this concept is worthy of serious exploration." Now, not too long ago, Mayor Kriseman responding to the possibility of the team splitting in between the two cities, making it clear sharing is not an option.
I want to be crystal clear. The Rays cannot explore playing any Major League Baseball games in Montreal or anywhere else for that matter prior to 2028 without reaching a formal memorandum of understanding with the city of St. Petersburg. And ultimately, such a decision is up to me. And I have no intention of bringing this idea to our city council to consider.
And you can hear Mayor Kriseman there basically putting his foot down. There are some other factors in this. When you mention a new stadium possibly in Montreal that had to take place, you also have to house the guys in two different cities, which is highly unlikely. So as you can see, John, there's a lot of factors in this, and definitely we're going to talk about a little bit more coming up at 6.
Yeah, Brandon, thank you. Yeah, Rays players and future players not going to like living in two different cities. That's for sure. We'll have more on the Rays tonight.